Alright, here we go. In this video, I'm going to show you how I custom painted some fender skirts for an Indian Trike. Let me go ahead and give credit where credit's due. This is the work by an artist named Dustin and the art of Daniel. I had a client come in and just show me images off of Google. This is what he wanted, and I just said, alright, one-off thing. I'll go ahead and do it, but give him full credit to these guys for the original. First thing I like to do is just go ahead and do a chalk little outline that'll kind of give me an idea of size, measure it out, get them Xerox up to the right size I want. Here you go. Then I go ahead and cut it out, get my stencil work ready to go. Also, once I get a size I like, I go ahead and get several copies of that same size to use as backups for later on. A simple little trick I use for clouds is I just take a piece of paper towel and rip it all up weird and kind of dust color over it, and I get this weird irregular shape. I'll take the positive image that I just cut out, and then I'll cut out more pieces inside, sort of like markers on it. So then when I spray through it, I know where the nose is, the eye, the shoulder blade, things like that. So I'll go ahead and take those pieces that I cut out, lay them back on like a puzzle piece, and then start to dust in my buffalo, and then cut them up separately and start to put shadows and start layering them in like they're one in front of the other. Also, my style, I'm not just doing airbrush work, I'm taking some dry paintbrush and dabbing it in there, giving some texture, so it's not just all airbrush, slight haze fuzz to it. I mean, I know the airbrush is tight, but I like to have that brush stroke in there. See, like you see around the bottom of the tail or his goatee. It just kind of gives a little more oomph to it, from my opinion. I'll use a vinyl clear transfer tape, and I'll just lay it on top of the whole surface and then cut out my individual pieces I need. And some of these jobs I do, they get kind of complicated, so I'll get kind of lost if I just use tape and then try to guess it where it was or try to see through it. So the transfer just works really nice for me, and I can draw on it just like tape. Alright, after I mask it off and do what I need to do, I'll unpeel it like a large sticker, and then I'll have to double check to make sure I get all the little edges, wipe it down real good to make sure I don't have anything still left. Like I said earlier, here's another one of my same size Xerox copies, fresh. Cut out a few more pieces I need, go from there. Just beat up old brush, I'll take that and just kind of use it for some highlights. And being that's beat up, it's not really precise, it's kind of just jumbled in there. And it's good for some irregularities. Here's another instance where I go ahead and go back and forth with the airbrush work and the brush work, kind of going back and forth with it all. And yep, I'm using some of my thumb in there just to kind of blend it in. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out the hands and the face, spray it real quick, and then just with a brush just kind of slap in some blockiness to it for the eyes and for the shadowing around the hands and the mouth, and I'm done. My behind the scenes mess, you know, that jerky treats, box of freaking pencils, computer, more crap, some camera, phone holder. I don't know, got a bunch of crap everywhere, but it works. I use the color Xerox of the images for a mixing palette. And since these are flat, I can go ahead and just hammer on a good 3-4 coats of clear. It'll have some texture to it. Next day or so, I'll go ahead and wet sand and buff it. And after that, then I'll unpeel it. And there you go, it's done. Alright, well, thanks for watching my video on how I did this, and if you've got any questions, ask away. If you got a request, you want to see me custom paint something weird, within reason. I'm not going to do anything weird, but let me know. Alright, later.